Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Flavio Miguel, and in this video I'm showing to you how I came out with this look. This is a look that I'm enjoying very much doing it on myself, and if you want to see how I came out with this idea, you should just keep watching this video, alright? Alright, so let's start it. I'm using Elmer's glue stick to block my brows, though I won't show it to you how it is done because there are lots of other tutorials online that you can watch it to learn this specific technique, so I will skip it forward. Now the base. I will again spare your precious time and skip this straight to contouring. Let's go! For this, I'm using MAC's Pro Face Contour Palette. I like to start simply sketching the contour using a smaller brush. The idea is to trace a line right above my beard. This is how I make my contouring visible even if I'm wearing a beard. It is crucial that you place the line correctly, otherwise the proportions might become a bit off. But the basic technique remains the same. Now, using a bigger brush, I will start to carve the contouring. Carve in the way of creating a nice definition. Using a blending brush, I will create a smooth transition from dark to light. The trick is to do it without losing the depth that you just created. Change brushes back and forth until you achieve the desired effect. Now, using an angle stippling brush, I'm cutting the contouring in order to make it nice and defined. Using a bigger stippling brush, I'm blending the edge to make it less harsh. Later, I will blend the edge even more with a smaller blending brush for a more natural finish. First one side, then the other. I like to keep the proportions right, so I'm coming back with some concealer to keep a nice distance from the contouring towards the nose wings. To contour the nose, I like to use the same brush that I did to carve my cheekbones. The secret is to hit the brush almost at the top of your nose dorsum, from the nose bridge down to the tip of your nose. The idea is to create a V shape on the sides of your nose. With a smaller brush, I will add some details such as curves and transitions as well as some more definition. Now back with the blending brush for a smooth transition, from the upper part of the nose down to its base. You want to create a gradual transition. You might eventually have to come back with a sponge and some concealer to help in the process. Now let's add some of this contouring color from the outer corners of my brow bone towards the temple, just to accentuate it nicely a little bit. This also helps in the overall appearance of the contouring, making it all look more natural. Once the work is done and I like it, I will set using some setting powder. Instead of using a powder puff, I like to use a powder brush, but pressing the product onto my skin. I will eventually roll up the brush on the skin, but let's fast forward this as well a little bit. There. I'm now correcting and getting ready of all the gray hairs of my beard using MAC Brow Set in Quite Brunette. I'm now applying a white kohl pencil in the waterline and in the inner corners of my eyes. The idea is to create a very light lower inner corner. Finally, time for some eyeshadow action. The idea is to carve the crease on my lid, just so I later can intensify with other colors and materials. Now, using a black kohl pencil, we will mark the crease. You don't need to do this with a single stroke. You can start stippling the area that you want to mark. Using an angle eyeliner brush, I'm smoothing up the line. Now, using a narrow and short brush, I will start the shading process. With an angle brush, I will elongate the crease that I just created. Let's add some black eyeshadow. The idea is to create a smooth transition. But because of the texture of the blocked brow, you will have to go back and forth with this until you have achieved the desired effect. This will take quite a while, don't rush through it. I will fast forward it for us. Let's add another eyeshadow color. You can actually see that because of the texture, this will cost me a lot of patience and time. It's alright to go right on the top of the black eyeshadow that you just applied. I'm adding right now another eyeshadow. This time is a shimmery highlighter. The idea is to start already the transition from the color on the crease up towards the brow area. We will now add another highlighter. This time is a matte one, from the previous eyeshadow towards the brow area. Now to create a smooth transition, let's go back and forth with all the 4 eyeshadows. The black eyeshadow, the blue one, and the 2 other highlighters. Changing brushes every time, from big to small, and vice versa. At this point, I decided to add another eyeshadow. This time, it is a slightly brighter blue with a matte finish. This is going to be my main transition color, the one that will blend the other 3 colors into each other. Now using Pat McGrath Galactic Glow, I will start with the eyelid. But I realized that this eyeshadow was too sheer using it just like this. If I would have used it with a wet brush, this would be totally different, but I didn't want to do that. Instead, I decided to add shroom on top of the eyelid as well. Using the kohl pencil, we'll start to accentuate the upper and lower lash line, especially on the outer corners. Using an angle brush, elongate the liner as you wish. Now I will use a liquid eyeliner to accentuate even more the cut crease, using a very thin brush. This is like old school cut crease technique. I will now add another eyeshadow. When you carve your crease the way that I did, sometimes it tends to look kind of flat. This darker tone will create more dimension on the eyes, just right on the outer corners of the eyes. First with a smaller brush, and then blending it out with a longer blending brush. Now it's time to use some of my favorite products, MAC's Dazzled Liquid Eyeshadow. The idea is to seal the eyelid and create a very solid silver base on the eyes. I will start with the applicator, and after I will spread out the product using an eyeshadow brush. Because of its liquid formula, I would advise to use a fan to blow out and dry the product quick to avoid that would crease and smudge all over. I will fast forward this as well. We are now adding cream color base. This is a multitask creamy product. In this case, I'm using as a base for the highlighter. I'm applying it with my fingers. I will use this in different parts of my face. The top of the cheekbones, the tip of the nose, and the dorsum of my nose. After, I will set it using another of my favorite products. It's an iridescent loose powder. You want to use a buffer brush and apply it on the same areas that you just went with the cream color base. First with the buffer brush, and after use your powder brush to blend it out. Now it's time for some lip action. I'm applying it straight from its applicator, just trying to get a nice and solid color. I'm using now something called Dazzle Drops. Unfortunately, this was a limited edition product, but lucky for me, I still had a full bottle in a box ready for me to use it and abuse it. This is a body emulsion infused with iridescent glitters. I will spread this on my shoulders and arms, but I decided to spare you my nudity, and I will fast forward this as well. We are almost there. Time to put my contacts and finalize the final touches. So beautiful. Thank you for watching. I really hope you guys are enjoying watching it as much as I enjoy making it. And I hope I was able to get your mind out of your regular routine, alright? Again, thank you so much for all the love and I see you all next time. Bye bye.